Hello friends, myself Dr. Nandakumar Raubavale from College of Engineering Ambazogai is going to discuss Applied Thermodynamics 1. This is our 15th lecture. So in previous lecture we have discussed about the flue gas analysis by mass, flue gas analysis by volume and minimum air required per kg of fuel burned. So today we will be looking into the numericals on flue gas analysis and conversion of flue gas analysis, volumetric analysis to gravimetric analysis and gravimetric analysis to volumetric analysis. So now here what this excess air is. So excess air is nothing but quantity of air in kg in excess analytically calculated minimum air required for complete combustion of fuel. If we want to have the complete combustion of fuel, then how much of minimum air is required, that we are going to calculate. But now in this case excess air required for complete combustion of fuel has to be calculated. Now the presence of oxygen in flue gases indicate that the air supplied is excess. So if we supply minimum quantity of oxygen, then complete oxygen is utilized for combustion purpose and no oxygen will be left into the flue gases. The presence of oxygen in the flue gas itself is the indication that the air supplied is excess than the required air quantity. The indication of excess air is given by carbon dioxide recorder. So here the theoretically correct combustion will yield in products carbon dioxide and nitrogen in the same volume as oxygen and nitrogen in the atmosphere. So if the combustion is complete or theoretically correct combustion takes place, then the amount of volume of carbon dioxide and nitrogen are same as volume of oxygen and nitrogen respectively in the atmospheric air. So now we will discuss with a one problem where we will be discussing about the minimum amount of air required and excess air which is supplied. So this problem consists of analysis of coal used in boiler trial, and that analysis of coal or fuel analysis is given as 82% of carbon, 6% of hydrogen, 4% of oxygen and 2% of moisture and 6% of ash. A fuel contains this composition out of 100%. Say for example, if we are going to use 1 kg, then 820 grams of carbon is present, then 60 grams is hydrogen, 40 grams is oxygen and 20 grams is moisture and 60 grams is ash. Determine theoretical minimum air required. Minimum quantity of air required we have to find out for complete combustion of 1 kg of coal. So in this problem he is asking us to find out theoretically minimum air required for complete combustion of coal, and if the actual air supplied is 18 kg per kg of coal. Actual air supplied is 18 kg per kg of coal. Minimum is less and actually supplied is more. So here extra amount of air is supplied for combustion. The hydrogen is completely burned. So hydrogen which is present in the fuel 6% is burned completely, whereas 80% carbon is burned to carbon dioxide. Out of the percentage of carbon, whatsoever is the carbon in the fuel, out of that 80% is burned to carbon dioxide and remainder means 20% is burned to carbon monoxide. Now coming to its analysis, minimum air required we can find out. First we will find out minimum air required for complete combustion of fuel. So in previous lecture, so here one more thing is given, determine volumetric analysis of dry product of combustion. So he is asking us to find out volumetric analysis. Now minimum air required for complete combustion of fuel was given in previous lecture. The atmospheric air contains 23% of oxygen by weight. So if we want to supply some quantity of oxygen, so that quantity into, we have to multiply 2300 divided by 23, then we will get the quantity of air required. So here minimum air required for 1 kg of fuel for its complete combustion is given by one equation. That equation we derived in previous lecture. So this was 100 by 23 into 8 by 3c plus 8 into H2 minus of O2 divided by 8 plus S. So this, if we simplify further, this works out to be 11.6 C 34.8 H2 minus O2 divided by 8 plus of 4.35 sulfur. So this equation was derived in previous lecture. So today we will be using this equation to find out minimum quantity of air required, which is asked in the problem. So here minimum quantity of fuel required, minimum quantity of air required is, equation is known to us. So carbon percentage we know 11.6 into 0.82% is carbon plus 34.8 into percentage of hydrogen. If we see in this problem, carbon is 82%, hydrogen is 6%, oxygen is 4%. So hydrogen is 6%, 0.6 minus 0.4 divided by 8 plus 4.35 into, there is no content of sulfur, sulfur is 0. On simplification, amount of air required, minimum amount of air required is 11.412 kg of air is required per kg of fuel. If we want to burn 1 kg of fuel, then minimum air required is 11.412 kg. Now coming to the next aspect, how much amount of oxygen is required for combustion of 1 kg of carbon and how much of carbon dioxide is produced. So that we have discussed on the in previous lecture. So combustion of carbon takes place in presence of oxygen to produce carbon dioxide. So there are two kinds of combustion of carbon. In first kind, complete carbon burns to carbon dioxide, and in second case carbon burns to carbon monoxide. So if we burn 1 kg of carbon, it requires 32 divided by 12 kg of oxygen and produces 44 divided by 12 kg of carbon dioxide. Or sometimes we can write it as 1 kg of carbon requires 8 by 3 kg of oxygen and 11 by 3 kg of carbon dioxide. So one and the same. So we can call this as equation number 2 and we call this as equation number 2a. So coming to next step to find out here this carbon dioxide actually produced, we will find out. Actually 80% of carbon is burned to carbon dioxide. So as per the problem, actually 80% of carbon is burned to carbon dioxide. So now the actually carbon dioxide produced can be obtained. CO2 produced can be given as 80% carbon is burned, means 0.8 into 0.82. What this 0.82 is? It is the percentage of carbon into 44 divided by 12. What is this 44 divided by 12? Coming back to the previous, here if we burn 1 kg of carbon produces 44 divided by 12 kg of carbon dioxide. So this 44 divided by 12 into 1 kg produces 44 divided by 12 kg of carbon. So now here 44 divided by 12 is produced if we burn 1 kg. If we are going to burn 0.82 kg, 0.82 kg of carbon, so out of that 0.82, 0.8 is only going to burn to carbon dioxide. So that is nothing but the mass of carbon produced is 2.403 kg of CO2 is produced. CO2 is produced by combustion of this 1 kg of fuel. So if we burn 1 kg of given fuel, then it produces 2.043 kg of carbon dioxide. So how we are going to get it? So if we burn 1 kg, here if we burn 1 kg of carbon, 1 kg of carbon, that produces 44 divided by 12 kg of CO2. Now if we are going to burn 0.82 kg of carbon, then how much it will produce? But out of 0.82 kg, 80% is going to burn to carbon dioxide. That means 0.82 into 0.8. So if we burn 0.8 into 0.82 kg of carbon, then how much of carbon dioxide is produced? So that produces 2.043 kg. So from where this 44.12 comes, that is from this equation of combustion. So here carbon dioxide produced is 44 divided by 12 kg. If we burn 1 kg, complete 1 kg if we burn, then it produces 44 divided by 12 kg. And if we burn 1 kg of carbon, it requires 32 divided by 12 kg of oxygen. To burn 1 kg of carbon completely, we need 32 divided by 12 kg of oxygen. So now this is one thing that we have obtained, that is carbon dioxide produced per kg of fuel. If we burn 1 kg of fuel, then it produces 2.403 kg of carbon dioxide. Now second thing is, this is one thing, second thing is how much of oxygen it requires. Oxygen required for carbon to burn to carbon dioxide, how much of oxygen is required? So here oxygen required for carbon to burn to CO2. This second thing. First thing, we obtain carbon dioxide. Second, we are going to obtain oxygen required for combustion of carbon into carbon dioxide. So how much of, so O2 required, O2 required. So in previous equation we have seen it requires 32 divided by 12 kg of oxygen to burn 1 kg. If we are going to burn less than that, then amount of oxygen required is also less. So if we want to burn 1 kg, we need 32 divided by 12 kg of oxygen. So if we are going to burn only 0.82 kg is the mass of carbon, and out of that only 80% means 0.8 is burning to carbon dioxide, only this much of oxygen is required. So that is 0.8 into 0.82 into 32 divided by 12. So this requires 1.794 kg of oxygen. So this requires 1.74 sorry, 794 kg of oxygen O2. That is nothing but if we burn 1 kg of carbon completely to carbon dioxide, then we need 32 divided by 12 kg of oxygen. Say if we burn 0.82 kg of carbon, then we need less oxygen. Or if we are going to burn out of 0.8 to only 80%, 0.8 into 0.82 kg of carbon is burned to carbon dioxide, then how much of this oxygen is required? So we can write it as 0.8 into 0.82 into 32 divided by 12, and that gives us 1.794 kg of oxygen is required. So here we obtained two things. One is how much of carbon dioxide is produced per kg of fuel burned, and how much of oxygen is required to burn this carbon of 80% carbon to carbon dioxide. So this is one thing. So we call this as A in which carbon burns to carbon dioxide. So second thing is carbon burns to carbon monoxide. So this is another equation of combustion. So if we burn 1 kg of carbon to carbon monoxide, it requires 32 divided by 24 kg of oxygen and produces 56 divided by 24 kg of carbon monoxide, or else we can call as 1 kg of carbon requires 4 by 3 kg of oxygen and produces 7 by 3 kg of carbon monoxide. So now this is part B. So earlier it was part A where carbon was going to burn into carbon dioxide, which was 80%. So here 20% carbon is going to burn to carbon monoxide, 80% burn to carbon dioxide, 20% remaining burns to carbon monoxide. So this will be using for only 20% of carbon. So now again in this case, first thing, the combustion of this carbon to carbon monoxide produces, therefore here CO produced, carbon monoxide produced, is equal to 0.2, 20% is only going to burn to carbon monoxide out of 0.82 kg. So if we take 1 kg of fuel, it contains 0.82 kg of carbon, and that 0.82 kg out of 0.82 kg, only 0.2 is going to burn to carbon monoxide into here 28 divided by 12. So coming back to this equation, 28 divided by 12, so this 56 divided by 24, if we divide it by 2, 12 to 8, 28 divided by 12, or it can be taken as 7 by 3. So anyone, you can take 28 by 12 or 7 by 3, and after that carbon monoxide produced is 0.383 kg. 0.383 kg of carbon monoxide is produced. Now, how much of oxygen is required? Second thing in this part B, carbon burning to carbon monoxide to 80%. So oxygen required is equal to, so if we see here, oxygen required can be obtained looking at this equation, 32 divided by 24 or 4 divided by 3 kg of oxygen is required to burn 1 kg of carbon. So 4 by 3 we will take. So how much of carbon is burned? 0.2 kg out of 0.82 carbon, and that is multiplied by 4 by 3 into 4 by 3. This works out to be 0.2 into 0.82 into 4 by 3. This is 0.219 kg of oxygen is required, O2 is required. Then after that, the combustion of hydrogen. So here 1 kg of hydrogen S2 is burned in presence of 8 kg of oxygen, producing 9 kg of H2O. So this is the combustion equation which we were supposed to write in that lecture. We forget it to write. So this is nothing but the amount of oxygen required is 8 kg for 1 kg of hydrogen and produces 9 kg of water or steam by combustion of hydrogen. So here now we can find out the oxygen required by combustion of hydrogen. So if we burn 1 kg of hydrogen, or amount of water produced by combustion of 1 kg of hydrogen we can find. So here percentage of hydrogen is also given, that is 6% of hydrogen is present in this fuel. So here water produced. So again first thing, water produced by combustion of fuel. Water produced by combustion of hydrogen present in fuel. We can write here this equation as water produced is, so here hydrogen percentage is 6% means 0.06 into it produces 9 kg of water, so multiplied by 9, so we get here as 0.54 kg of water, 0.54 kg of H2O or steam is produced. So this is one thing. Then to produce this much of water for combustion of hydrogen, which is 6% in the fuel, so oxygen required for combustion of hydrogen, combustion of hydrogen is nothing but, so mass of hydrogen is 0.06 and 8 kg of oxygen is required, that is 8, that is nothing but 0.6 into 8, 0.48 kg of oxygen is required to burn 6% of hydrogen present in this fuel. So now what he is going to say is, actually air supplied is 18 kg and contains how much of oxygen. So now next, free oxygen present in this air, that we will see. So again here we can write as actual air supplied is equal to 18 kg, which is given in the problem. Now how much of oxygen it contains? The oxygen present in this air, oxygen present in 18 kg of air. So here we have to multiply 18 kg into 23 divided by 100. Only 23% is the oxygen, so 18 into 0.23, so that gives us 4.14 kg of oxygen is present in this 18 kg of air. Now how much of free oxygen in the flue gas, how much of uh, free oxygen is going to pass into this flue gases, that we have to find out. So now if we see the total amount of oxygen supplied and total amount of oxygen consumed. So oxygen supplied, so where oxygen is supplied, first oxygen is supplied by air. Oxygen supplied through air. So air which is entering for combustion carries 4.14 kg of oxygen, plus fuel also contains some part of oxygen. So 4% of oxygen is present in the fuel. So few oxygen present in fuel is 4%, which is already given in the problem. So here 4.14 kg of oxygen is going to go along with this 18 kg of air, plus of oxygen present in the fuel is 4% means 0.04. So this works out to be 4.18 kg. So this much of oxygen is supplied. Total oxygen supplied is 4.18 kg. Now oxygen required for combustion or oxygen consumed. Oxygen consumed. Where oxygen is consumed? First one is oxygen required to burn carbon to carbon dioxide. Second thing is oxygen is required to burn carbon to carbon monoxide, plus oxygen required to burn hydrogen to water. So now oxygen required to burn carbon to carbon dioxide is 1.749 plus oxygen required to burn carbon to carbon monoxide is 0.219 plus 0.48 is the oxygen required for combustion of hydrogen, we can see here. So for oxygen, for hydrogen is 0.48 required, for carbon monoxide is 0.29, for carbon to burn carbon dioxide is 1.794. So all these will be adding here. So this works out to be 1.794 plus 0.219 plus 0.48. So this is 2.493 kg. So this is 1.794. So kg of oxygen is required. So this much of oxygen is required. Now, how much of free oxygen is present? So free oxygen is amount of oxygen supplied is 4.18 kg and amount of oxygen required is 2.49. So free oxygen is 4.18 minus of 2.493. So this will be 1.687 1.687 1 kg of oxygen is free oxygen. And then the nitrogen in flue gas also can be obtained. So nitrogen in flue gas, if you see, so 18 kg of air is supplied. Out of that, 77% will be the nitrogen, because 23% is oxygen, rest of the part is nitrogen. So out of 18 kg, 0.77 into 18, this will be 13.87 kg per kg of coal per kg of fuel burned will be the presence of nitrogen. So here what we obtained is free oxygen and free nitrogen present in the flue gases. Now coming to this analysis. So constitution of gases, conversion of gravimetric analysis to the volumetric analysis. So now first component is carbon dioxide. Constituent of gas is carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide produced is 2.403 on mass basis, which we have obtained. Carbon dioxide produced by the combustion of carbon is 2.403%, kg per kg of fuel burned. So here this is 0.43. Molecular mass of carbon dioxide is 44. So A divided by B, we get proportional mass as 0.054 0.0546. Then coming to second constituent, carbon monoxide CO, the presence of carbon monoxide is 0.383. Carbon monoxide produced is 3.383. We can see here carbon monoxide produced is 0.383 kg. So this 0.383 kg we have taken. Molecular mass of carbon monoxide is 28. 28 into 0.383 works out to be 0.0137. Then next comes oxygen O2. So this presence of oxygen, free oxygen, is 1.687 1.687 into 32. So this works out to be 1.687 divided by 32, 0.052, 0.052. Then last one is nitrogen N2. So mass of nitrogen, that is we calculated 13.87 and molecular mass is 28. So if we find proportional mass, this works out to be 2.4953. So adding all this, we will get as 0.0546 plus 0.0137 plus 0.052 plus 2.4953. So summation will be 2.615, 2.6156. So now this we will get volumetric analysis as C divided by summation of C, that is 0.0546 whole divided by 2.6156 into 100. So this will be 0.0546 into 100 divided by 2.6156. So this will be 2.2.08 percent. So this will be 0.0137 whole divided by 2.6156 into 100. This will be 0.0137 into 100 divided by 2.6156. This will be 0.52. 0.52. 0.52. Then this is 0.052 whole divided by 2.6156 into 100. This will be 0.052 into 100 divided by 2.6156, 1.98, 1.988. So here 2.4953 into 100 divided by 2.6156. This will be 95%. So here 2.4953 divided by 2.6156 into 100. 4953 into 100 divided by 2.6156. This will be 95%. 95.4. So if we add this, it will be 100%. So this is how the gravimetric analysis is converted into volumetric analysis for this given problem. Now coming to the next problem. The analysis of coal in a boiler trial uses carbon 81%. So fuel contains 81% of carbon and 4.5% of hydrogen, 8% of oxygen, and remainder is incombustible. So the contents which are not able to burn, incombustible contents are there. Then The volumetric analysis of dry flue gases was carbon dioxide is 8.3%, carbon monoxide is 1.4%, and oxygen is 10%, nitrogen is 80.3%. Determine the mass of air supplied per kg of coal and percentage of excess air. So how much of excess air is supplied in this case is asked to us. So now volumetric analysis of dry flue gases is given and composition of fuel is also given. So coming to the analysis, volumetric analysis we will convert into gravimetric analysis, and from gravimetric analysis we will find out the mass of air required and amount of minimum air which is supplied, and from that we can find out excess air. So now coming to this conversion of volumetric analysis to gravimetric analysis. So constituents are given to us as carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, oxygen and nitrogen. So here carbon dioxide CO2 is given by volume as 8.3%, 8.3%, and second constituent is carbon monoxide is 1.4%, CO is 1.4%, then oxygen is 10%, oxygen is 10%, and nitrogen is 80.3%, nitrogen is 80.3%. Now coming to the molecular mass of carbon dioxide is 44, molecular mass of carbon monoxide is 28, molecular mass of oxygen is 32, and molecular mass of nitrogen is 28. So product of these two is 365.2. So 44 into 8.3 is 365.2. Similarly, we can multiply for carbon monoxide 39.2, for oxygen it is 320, for nitrogen it is 2248.4. So summation of this, if we add all this 1 2 3 4, summation of column C will be 2972. So D is equal to, one thing we will find out and rest of the things directly we will write. So D is equal to C divided by summation of C. C value means this is 365. So 365.2 divided by summation of C is 2972 into 100. This will be equal to 0.1228. So similarly for rest of the things we will write directly 0.0132, then 0.1076. 320 divided by 2972 into 100 is 10.1076, and here this will be 0.7563. So carbon per kg of constituent we can find here. So here we are writing 12 by 44. What this 12 by 44 is? So coming back to the combustion equation of carbon. So looking at here, 1 kg of carbon requires 32 divided by 12 kg of oxygen, produces 44 divided by 12 kg of carbon dioxide. So this is 44 divided by 12 kg of carbon dioxide is produced. So to produce 44 divided by 12 kg of carbon dioxide, we need 1 kg of carbon, means so 44 divided by 12 divided by 44 divided by 12 means multiplying 12 by 44 with this. So 44 divided by 12 into 12 divided by 44 gives us 1. So this gets cancelled, this gets cancelled, 1. So what is this 1 kg of carbon. So 1 kg of carbon is required to produce 44 divided by 12 kg. So to find out this mass of carbon, we have to multiply it by 12 by 44. So here 12 by 44 is taken, not 44 divided by 12. 12 divided by 44. Similarly here we are going to take it as 12 divided by 28. So if we burn 1 kg of carbon, then it produces 28 divided by 12 kg of carbon monoxide, and if we multiply it by 12 by 28, then we will get mass of carbon. So oxygen does not require any carbon to burn, or oxygen is not product of carbon, and nitrogen is also not product of carbon. So again, mass of carbon per kg of dry flue gases. So if we multiply this 12 by 44 into this 0.1228, we get mass of carbon per kg of dry flue gases. So this gives us 0.0335, and here if we multiply 12 by 28 with 0.0132, this gives us 0.00566, and here no carbon, role of carbon is there. So summation of F, if we add, this requires 0.03916. The mass of carbon per kg of dry flue gases is this much. So now coming to next thing, for 0.81 kg of carbon in kg of coal, the gas will be so we will write here, therefore for 0.81 kg of carbon, in this problem itself it is given that percentage of carbon is 81%. 0.81 kg of carbon in a kg of coal or kg of fuel, the gas will be, the gas means carbon dioxide produced, CO2, will be, or flue gas, we can say flue gas will be 0.81 divided by 0.03916. So this will be 20.68 kg of gas, dry gas is produced per kg of 20.68 kg of flue gas, 20.68 kg of flue gas per kg of fuel is produced. Now next thing, here the flue gas produced is 20.68 kg if we burn 1 kg of fuel. So now after that, the mass of water formed per kg of fuel, water formed, mass of water formed or produced per kg of fuel. So here mass of hydrogen present in this fuel is 4.5%. So 4.5% is the mass. So if we burn 1 kg of fuel, mass of hydrogen is 0.045, and into the mass of water is 9 according to the equation. So 1 kg of hydrogen requires 8 kg of oxygen, produces 9 kg of water, so it is multiplied by 9. Therefore we get here this as 0.405 kg of water H2O is produced per kg of fuel. If we burn 1 kg of fuel, it produces 0.405 kg of water. So incombustible products, what is not going to burn in this air, sorry, in this fuel? Incombustibles are, so we have 1 kg of fuel. Out of that, 81% is carbon that is going to burn, plus 4.5% is oxygen, means 0.045 kg is what we say hydrogen, and plus oxygen is present there, 8% of oxygen we can see here. So out of 1 kg, 81% means 810 grams or 0.8 kg is carbon that is going to burn, 4.5% hydrogen is going to burn, and oxygen helps in combustion. So what is going to remain that we have to find out? So 0.08 is the oxygen. So this, all these are going to take part in combustion. 81% carbon takes part in combustion, 4.5% hydrogen takes part in combustion, and 8% oxygen also takes part in combustion. Rest of the things are incombustible. So what is not going to burn is 0.065 kg per kg of coal. If we burn 1 kg of coal, out of that 0.065 kg of coal is not going to burn, which is incombustible. So now this is incombustible. Now we want to find out air supplied per kg of coal. So first of all, we must know the amount of so mass of gas produced. So mg, mass of gas produced, is equal to mass of gas, dry gas produced is 20.68 kg, plus mass of water is 0.405. So this much of gases are produced by the combustion. So these gases, if we add 20.68 plus 0.405, 21.80, 21.085, 21.085 kg of gas is produced. So this gas is produced by combustion of 1 kg of fuel, but out of 1 kg of fuel, so this 1 kg of fuel is not completely burned. So 0.065 kg is unburned fuel, which is incombustible. So here air supplied is equal to, so here mass of gas is equal to mass of air plus 1 kg of fuel. So this 1 kg of fuel also is less by this 0.065 kg, because this 0.065 is incombustible which is not going to burn. So 21.085 kg is the gas, mass of gas. So we want to find out mass of air. Mass of air is equal to mass of gas minus 1. So this is not 1 kg, this is 0.065 is less than 1 kg. So mass of gas is 21.085 minus 1 minus 0.065. So this works out to be 20.15 kg per kg of coal, 20.15 kg per kg of fuel. So this is the amount of air supplied, actual amount of air supplied, actual actual mass of air supplied. Now we want to find out excess air. So to find out excess air, we must know minimum amount of air required. So minimum air required can be given by 11.6 into C plus 34.8 into H2 minus O2 divided by 8 minus 4.35 ES. So here on substituting these values, 11.6 into percentage of carbon is 0.81 plus 34.8 into percentage of hydrogen is 4.5, so 0.045 minus oxygen percentage is also known. Percentage of oxygen is 8%. So 0.08 divided by 8 minus 4 point, sorry, plus, this is plus 4.35 into ES is 0. Sulfur is not present in this fuel. So this works out to be minimum amount of air required works out to be 10.614 kg per kg of per kg of fuel. So only 10.614 kg of air is required, but we are supplying 20.15 kg of air. Extra air is supplied. So percentage of excess air supplied is equal to actual air supplied minus minimum required per kg of fuel, everything is in per kg of fuel, divided by minimum air required into 100. So actual air supplied is 20.15, minimum air required is 10.614, whole divided by 10.614 into 100. So this will be 89.8% of excess air is supplied in this case. So coming to last problem of this unit. A blast furnace gas has the following volumetric analysis: hydrogen 9%, carbon monoxide 24%, methane 2%, carbon dioxide 6%, oxygen 3%, and nitrogen 56%. Determine the ultimate gravimetric analysis. So here the constituents of gas are known. Hydrogen by volume is 9%, hydrogen is 9%, carbon monoxide is 24%, then methane CH4 is 2%, and then carbon dioxide is 6%, CO2 is 6%, and oxygen is 3%, and nitrogen is 56%, N2 is 56%. So now proportional mass of element is equal to A into molecular mass of element. So proportional mass, if we burn hydrogen, if we burn hydrogen, so there is no role of carbon, so this is not going to play any role. So 9 is volumetric analysis, 9 into mass of this is 2, 9 into 2 is 18. So there is no role of oxygen, there is no role of nitrogen. So here 24 is the volumetric analysis of carbon monoxide. 24 into molecular mass of carbon is 12. This works out to be 288. Then here there is no role of hydrogen, but here oxygen role is there. 24 into molecular mass of oxygen O is 16. 16 into 24 is 348. There is no role of oxygen. So again 2% of carbon, and the molecular mass of carbon is 12. So this is 24. Then here hydrogen is there. 2 into molecular mass of hydrogen is 4 into 2, H4. So 4 into 2, which is equal to 8. Then there is no role of oxygen, there is no role of nitrogen. Carbon percentage 6 into molecular mass of carbon is again 12. 6 into 2 is 72. 6 12 72. Oxygen is 6 into 32. Sorry, there is no role of hydrogen, oxygen role is there. 6 into 32. This works out 192. There is no role of nitrogen. No role of carbon, no role of hydrogen. 3 into 32, which is equal to 96, and no role of nitrogen. So here no role of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. 36 into 28, molecular mass is 28. This works out to be 1568. So summation of C is 384. Summation of hydrogen is 26. Summation of oxygen is 672, and summation of nitrogen is 1568. So here the constituents by mass are known. Carbon is 384, hydrogen 26, oxygen 672, and nitrogen 1568. So this is to be obtained on percentage basis. So to obtain on percentage basis, so we take constituent as carbon. Carbon was 384, just we calculated. Then hydrogen, which we obtained, is 26. Then oxygen is 672. Nitrogen N2 is 1568. So these are additional rows. So summation of W is 2950. So now gravimetric analysis we can find out. So gravimetric analysis 384 divided by 2950 into 100, which is equal to 14.49% is carbon on mass basis. So 26 divided by 2950 into 100, which is equal to 0.89%. So this is gravimetric analysis of fuel. 672 divided by 2950 into 100. This works out 25.36%, and 1568 divided by 2950 into 100, which is equal to 59.17%. So summation, if we take this will be 100%. So here we obtained constituents of fuel as carbon 14%, hydrogen 0.89%, oxygen 25%, and nitrogen 59% in the fuel itself. So this is the gravimetric analysis of fuel is obtained. So with this I can say this unit number 1, combustion of fuels and types of fuels, calorific value, everything is over about first unit. So we'll be starting with the third unit of syllabus in next lecture. Thank you.